see it now. I'm dumb. I hit the go live button. You're live, it says. Okay, we are live. From the looks of it.
Yeah, we're live.
Yep. Yeah, we're live.
Don't forget
Hello,
to tab.
guys.
Don't forget to click back on Discord.
Yeah, I got you. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to get my camera to focus now. Damn. I am Straw Hat Lucas, captain of the Last Ark, and we are here today to talk some Jujutsu Kaisen. We're going to just kind of go over the whole series, talk about whatever we want to talk about with it. I believe we're all caught up to date with the manga. And yeah, let me introduce our wonderful guest. With us today, we have DQ, Tree the Wolf, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the soon-to-be gaming guy on TLA. How are we doing today, DQ?
Not too bad. Phenomenal, one might say. Living life to the fullest. Very excited for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth tonight.
Yes! Is that coming out today?
Time. Yeah, at 11 p.m.
Let's go.
My time, I should say, Central.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. And next we have the musician of the Last Ark, Joshua Vykthor. How are we doing today, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Ready to stream. Ready to talk shit.
Ready to talk some shit?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And last but certainly not least, a Nakama, great friend of the Last Ark. He is part of one of the best One Piece D&D groups to come out of the Last Ark Discord. That is Group 2 on vexyz, the Lurking Legends channel. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Ba Davos.
Oh, dude. Yo, man, what an intro. Thank you. Yeah, Group 2 solos, absolutely. Let's get the basics out of the way right now. Thanks for having me on today, guys. I'm really excited to get some good JJK talk going because my gears have been turning for a while now, so I'm curious what all everybody else is cooking up lately.
Yeah. What did you think of that last chapter?
I've been pretty stunned by the artwork of the Shinjuku arc so far. I mean, and that was certainly not a letdown with this last chapter. I mean, Yuta, his powers in general are always like just so fun for me to watch, you know, just very basic thoughts. But of course, we're left at another point. I'm not sure where this is going to go. Are we losing more people? Are we gonna see the end game? Like, that's a huge question in my mind. I know that's been going around with everybody. Are we in the end game now? I'll be honest, I'm not so sure I'm convinced. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
I gotta shout out SSJ Cody real quick because he called Maki showing up like to a T almost. Like, it was insane how quick he called that. Yeah, so did Josh. Like, he was like, Maki's gonna pop in.
Ever since Yuta started his domain, I said that if something goes wrong, Mark is gonna show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's. But I really like what you said about like focusing on the artwork here. Gege has just been going so hard with
it's
everything.
Been next level, yeah.
Next level. That shot of Yuji in Fushiguro, like sitting there. Wait, am I saying his name wrong? I feel like I'm saying his name. Megumi. That shot of them, and he's like, "Don't give up." It was like, oh my god, what? So I'm. Do you guys think Megumi's gonna come out of this?
I think it's over, man.
You think it's over?
No, I love Hope Core. Hope Core is like one of my favorite things. Period. I think it's over.
I think that Megumi is gonna come out and he's gonna start the merger. He's gonna destroy everything.
You think that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you guys think it's a sacred vow then? Like, they made the bond between Sukuna and Megumi, and he has to start the merger?
No, Kenjaku directly said that he's transferring the right to start the merger to Megumi, that which Sukuna is in control of. And I think
Yeah.
Sukuna is gonna get out of Megumi's body, and Megumi is gonna just start it.
You think Megumi's just gonna do it of his own accord?
Yeah, to destroy the world. He doesn't see any sense of life anymore. He's gonna destroy everything.
I don't know, man. If he does it, I don't think it'll be like he's just doing it. I think there's going to be something more to it than like he's just choosing to do it. Maybe like a vow he made, like I said with Sukuna, like something.
It could be a vow, or it could be the last thing that, I know he's really kind of at his lowest point right now, but when I think what could push him lower, it's Yuji dying. And I know we've kind of touched on that before. I know, Yuji is another character. Their fate is way up in the air at the moment. But I definitely agree with Josh that, like, I see Megumi kind of taking villainous shift after all of this, but he's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
I think it would be any sort of binding ritual in that regard, but it does seem like there needs to be a little more railroad set up to get Megumi over the edge and really into the pit to where he's, not just lying down prone, fetal, taking it, to where he is, okay, you want to throw some punches, I still got some punches left in me as well. Yeah, that's interesting though, to think about Megumi. Big bad theories, I've seen all of those running around that he's going to be that villain. I don't even know if it's quite to that extent, but yeah, I agree that he'll do something.
I am so like enamored with One Piece theories that I've never even theorized on JJK. Like I have like little like guesses of what's going to happen next and stuff, but I haven't gone hard into it. Is the theory community popping on JJK?
Not really, more than analysis community. We analyze everything.
Yeah. Analysis is everything with JJK then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't know, man. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I've definitely noticed some, but it doesn't seem like nearly on the same level as like One Piece. Maybe I'm just not as connected to it as much, but yeah, it's still pretty crazy though. I see a lot of like, Reddit theories. They'll just pop up on my feed, and there are people just, spouting some of the craziest stuff you could ever think of. But there's some real heat there too, I gotta admit.
That's how the One Piece Reddit is as well. Like it's there's a lot of diamond in the roughs there, but like there's some rough takes on there. But no, to keep things on the JJK topic. So who all do you think is done after this battle? Because like obviously Higurumi. I suck at pronouncing names, guys.
Dude, don't even get me started.
Yeah, like I was the wrong person to host this. The guy that does the judgment curse technique, though, him and Hikari. I think Hikari's still alive. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much think that next chapter they're gonna come back to Hikari and Raume and their fight. Yeah, Gege likes to. I don't say Gege likes to leave us in the cliffhanger and just jump to another point.
Right. One Piece style. Leave us right before the battle and then just jump to another thing completely.
That was how I felt about that last Kenny show, Yuta. I was like, oh my god, not now. And then I enjoyed it once I got into it, but it was definitely like, oh my god, keep us on the action right now, guys.
What do you think of Yuta's domain expansion, though? Like, that was insane.
Yeah. Love.
You said love it?
Or it's the power of love. Like, it's peak, dude.
Yeah. Our love. And then the sword aspect of it is what I really liked. Like that they're all the copies that he's made, and then it doesn't matter which one he can't control which one he pulls, but he knows them all well enough that he can fucking just use them. Like it's
and also the fact that
he just is him.
Yeah. The other swords are just a bonus. He can apply any technique to his domain.
I don't think he's him. I think he's fucking. We're all caught up, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tear straight into spoilers. I think he's done after this last chapter.
No.
I think he's toast. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to how the shot was with the paneling and how purposefully vague it was, but he ain't looking great.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think I heard Cody having the same sentiment. I think he's okay. Like he's beat up for sure, but I don't think he's like been mortally wounded yet.
His hand is offset. It looks like he's lost his hand, and it also looks like his top half is about to pop off of his bottom half.
Yeah, he's pretty much cutting half.
I say?
Guarantee. But what I think is going to happen, we didn't see what happened to Kenjaku after Yuta stabbed him. What if he ate the head, or Rika ate the head, and now he has the technique that with the brain. He only needs the brain to survive. I think that's he's gonna survive. He's gonna get out of this.
I was talking with SSJ at Cody. Shout out to our homeboy earlier about, do you think Yuta went to not Gato, Kenjaku to copy his technique potentially and try and bring that to the battlefield against Sukuna?
I mean, from what you know, the technique is just a body hopping technique. So I think the only use is gonna be now that he's cutting half. That's the way he's gonna survive.
I see. I don't know. That brings up a good question. Yeah, because what was he doing there even? Because Takaba destroyed Kenjaku. Like,
he was fulfilling his promise to Gojo, so Gojo wouldn't have to be the one to put him down a second time.
Yeah. That was wild, man. That was legitimately wild. That was my favorite fight in the entire series, if I'm being honest. Like, since we're talking about spoilers and shit.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, Takaba versus Kenjaku.
Like Captain Ginyu, or like Ginyu Squadish.
It was up there for me too.
Well, it's just because it was the only, like, to make a fool out of the big bad of your whole manga is insane. Like, that is such a ballsy move. Like, such a ballsy move. And Gege pulled it off so well. And then when Kenjaku is dying and he's like, I'm just glad that I respect the person that took me out. Like,
I was just going to say, that's what makes it work, is because even the villain comes around to it and even is blown away by how out of the box it was. And I know I was just saying, you know, when Gege cut to that fight, I was thinking, damn it, can't you just keep us on the action with Sukuna right now? But by the end of it, I was thinking, like, man, I could have watched that go on for like another 10 chapters. You know, they cut back and forth. I could have seen this go on for like a while.
Yeah.
And it was just so inventive for his character too, because I was like, Takaba's great, but what are they gonna do with him? And both Gege and the sorcerers thought completely out of the box. It was awesome.
Yeah. Insane, man. His domain expansion is insane. He literally had Kenjaku, we watched this man straight up trap Gojo in a box. Like, this dude is fearsome. Like, he is a amazing tactician. He has survived for thousands of years, and then we see him like just doing a comedy act on stage.
That wasn't even a domain expansion. Yeah, that wasn't even a domain expansion.
Right. Yeah, it's just his first technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has like the free imagination or whatever. But I love too that like he just wore himself out doing it, and like he just falls asleep at the end of the battle. Like, but he's like, I think he's dead. Like,
cozied up.
Cozied up with his little nightcap on and stuff, and he's like, it's so good, man. And have people been upset about it? Cody said that some people didn't like it and stuff.
Yeah, people said that the last chapter of the fight is just being dialogue. Wasn't it?
The placement of it also wasn't great. Being weekly was like, I don't care about this right now. Can we please like go back to?
Maybe I just barely missed the weekly train, but I can see how that would have been a little more slower going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've only been weekly since like November, so I feel you there, Tori Mori. But I think just reading it as like all the way through binging it at least, because Gojo's death had happened relatively close to that fight. It was kind of like the perfect breakaway from like what had happened and like how tragic that was, and then going into that very over the top comedic fight. Like
Not
it's
even
something
that.
about it balanced out.
Yeah, it also had the Kashimo fight, and we get Sukuna's philosophy on life. And they're usually showing up with Higuruma. And then he's cutting away.
Like, so you think it's because of the harsh cut that they did with it that people have a problem with it?
I think that people just
I see
didn't
what
get the
you're
vibe.
saying.
Yeah, the vibe was completely on another level.
I don't know, man. For some reason, because I was like devastated after what happened with Gojo, like completely. And I'm reading this, I'm like, there's just no hope. Like, how are they going to defeat him now? He's got Megumi's body. He's got like Big Raga the Opstapa. Like, how are they gonna beat it? Like, and then to have Takaba just come in and completely make a fool, an absolute fool out of Kenjaku, like something about it just like it helped the situation. It was the healing moment I needed. But that's just me. Like, if I can get it probably from the standpoint that like the vibes were kind of thrown off by it.
It's like reading weekly. I thought that, like, given he still hasn't had his comeuppance, I was like, dang, man, he's gonna get his butt kicked. And now we're like skimping out. We're going and checking on some other people. No, like, keep me in this action. I want to see him pay for what he just did. Like, and then going to, okay, now it's a silly, goofy mood, and we're watching these people fight. And then having Yuta show up at the end felt very random at the time. I guess still kind of in retrospect. It was just weird, I feel.
My question is, how did Megumi get from Takaba and them to Sukuna so quickly? Like, were they relatively close? I feel like they were like on opposite sides of the country at the time.
Do you mean Yuta?
What?
Yeah, I
Do you mean
think.
Yuta?
Yuta?
You said Megumi.
Yeah, you
Oh,
said.
my bad.
Megumi.
My bad. My bad. I meant Yuta.
I was a little confused by the distance traveling there as well, I gotta admit. I even reread that chapter where Yuta kills Kenny, and because the whole thing was just like, I think I was a little sleepy, and I was like, am I reading this right? Am I like missing a page? But I was like, at the end, it was like, no, it's just, I don't know, maybe not fully laid out, I guess.
Maybe
You
he's
think
just
he
that.
copied Gojo's like teleportation technique?
I mean, it was said in the fight with
potentially.
Sukuna that if he had that, he couldn't control it because he didn't have the six eyes.
Yeah.
You need
true.
the six eyes to control it.
To control the infinity.
Yeah,
Because that's how he uses the teleportation, isn't it? The infinity.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you
But
guys think
also,
Gojo's coming back?
I forgot. Wee Wee is
I
the
think
thing.
so.
There is a sorcerer with
Oh
the
yeah, Wee
teleportation.
Wee is a thing. Yeah. Wee Wee does know how to teleport, and poor Wee Wee, please help that poor victim of abuse. I'm not gonna say what kind of abuse, but
Like,
please help that.
I don't know,
kid.
man.
Please.
Gojo has to come back. It's the only reason that it would make sense to cut away from that and have a fight that ends with, or that starts with them going, hey man, as long as the brain's intact, someone can come back from anything. I think that's very interesting to say after what happened with Gojo.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm pretty sure in more recent chapters, he's been, his body has disappeared from the battlefield.
Yeah,
And he's
Wee
presumed
Wee got
being
his
healed.
body. Yeah. What do you think, Josh? You were a big proponent of no, Gojo is gone.
Yeah, pretty much his character arc is complete. I don't see any in-story reason for him coming back.
MacGuffin. Like, it's a way to wrap up the story with Gojo still alive and to take out Sukuna, because he was the only one that was even close. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like
let him die.
he's just a MacGuffin. Yeah. What do you think, Tori Mori?
I'm kind of inclined to say that he's dead off of I forget exactly what number in the title, but that entire chapter where I think it ends with him cut in half. It either ends with him cut in half or the last chapter right before it is that panel. I'm getting at the top of my head, but he's in like a subway station with everybody else that has died before him, and they're that I mean that entire scene really like that was something else. That was some next level like triple S tier writing from JJK. And I already love the writing in this story so much, but that was something that was really cool for Gojo. I agree. I think a lot of his arc is wrapped up. So I agree with Josh there. I have to admit, I did have this spoiled for me. This was kind of his death was the thing that inspired me to catch up and really like get invested in this story. And when he is broken out of the prison realm and he's kind of doing the like baseball team hype, everybody's him, the all-stars about to head out, I was just like, no, this is not good. Like that that scene alone of them like hyping him up already felt like the final nail in the coffin. And I you know, I admit yeah, it could have been bias because I knew that definitely played into it somewhat, but at the same time, it was also it made me able to take my blinders off and look at the structure a little more narratively than if I were going in it blind. And it seemed like a cop out. It seemed like this was a subversion that once you see it, it's hard not to see it coming. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I think. Oh, yeah, go ahead, thank you.
I was going to say, I don't think his story's done. I think his story from the get-go has been passing off kind of like the responsibility that he has to the next generation. And I think by him standing in front and taking this battle head on goes against what his story is. I think he's going to come back, and instead of stepping up in the front lines again, I think he's going to sit in the back and support the students that he has taught. I think that is the closure to his story per se.
See, with what you said about the death flags, man, I actually ignored them when I was reading, because I was on like chapter 15, and then that chapter happened where Gojo passes away, and I stopped reading for like a month and a half because I was like, I'm so mad. Like, what? I just read all of this great manga, and then I get that huge spoiler for me, so I was very upset about it. But when I was reading through finally, and we got closer and closer, because you're right, like the chapter opens up and he's in that subway station and he's talking to all of his friends that have passed, and Geto's there and everything. And once I saw that, I was like, okay, yeah, he's gone. Like, but I have the smallest bit of copium that he's coming back, because I do agree with Dylan. I think his story arc isn't finished. I think he still does need to pass it off to the next generation, because with him gone, with Nanami, rest in peace, my boy, daddy, there's no one else to pass it off to the next generation. Like, and that's always been a trope of shonen manga. And obviously, Gege could subvert tropes entirely and just do what he's doing currently. But I don't know. He's already subverted so much. I don't think he's gonna stick with it. He might. I know we don't know.
It's like him in the subway. Him in the subway. They were talking about the next generation and about how like the finality of it. Like, Gojo, you need to step aside and let them do their thing, and having him kind of like come to terms with that, but also in his own way. I don't think Gojo is going to be like, yeah, you're right, I'll just stay dead now. I think it's, you're right, but I gotta be there for them. Like, I think it's a little bit deeper than just what was said in that chapter.
Like, from what you're saying, it's kind of.
I don't even like Gojo like that. I just.
Yeah, for what you just
no,
said,
you bring up some good points.
Yeah, it kind of works against it. Just let Gojo die and let the students fight. That was
Yeah.
the whole thing. Why he has students, so he can rely on them.
Mhm.
He can
But
die
I
happy
do-
that he knows that his students is gonna fight Sukuna and gonna defeat him.
See, yeah, but I mean, he died though before they were ready as well. Like we can all agree on that. Like they were not ready to take this on, and plus, like Nabara's dead. Like
I disagree.
Nami is gone. She's
Yeah,
gone,
no,
man.
Nobara's coming back.
Absolutely.
I'm holding out
guys,
hope.
she is my favorite, and I always mirror Cody's sentiment with this. Is she is my favorite written female character in any shonen manga. Like she was so well written, her character dynamic was flawless. Like she was great, and just when he asked, I think he asked Megumi like, "What about Nabara?" And like Megumi made that face, and Itadori made that face. Like, she's gone.
I think she's out of commission, but I don't think she's dead. I feel like there's a purpose to not showing us outright what happened. It's all left to our imagination. Her body's been recovered. We don't know how bad the damage was. We don't know how lethal it was. Her brain could potentially still be intact. And the fact that no one's outright confirmed her dead is crazy. You know, like and if she showed up right now, that would be wild. Like that would.
It could potentially turn the tide of battle. With how her curse technique works, it could potentially turn the tide of battle.
Yep.
Maybe not entirely, but like it would be a boost that is much needed. Do you think she's coming back, Josh? Are you with me?
Sakuna just lost his hand. Huge if she returns. Like,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Wasn't that thing destroyed by the sword? I mean, do you mean the hand that he got?
The one that he just lost this last chapter, not the one that he cut off himself.
Yeah, I don't know,
yeah,
maybe.
Yuta chopped another one of his hands.
Yeah.
And he ripped that tongue out of the stomach mouth.
His bottom left hand.
Oh, he
has
did too.
been
Yeah, he
cut
ripped
off.
out his tongue as well.
Yeah, he's tearing him apart.
Yeah,
Do I need to
literally,
reread 251 on stream right now? Like,
I'm not opposed. I think that sounds kind of fun.
One of his two
I have the
mouths
chapter
is out of
open.
commission, and one of his two sets of hands is out of commission. So right now, Sakuna's just a guy until he recuperates. Well, as much of just a guy as you can be.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, she could come back, but at this point, I don't really care if she doesn't.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you not like Nabara?
Yeah, I like her, but at this point, I got over it.
Yeah, I share that sentiment. It's like, I feel that. I've wept. I've, dare I say, moved on. I don't want to say happy with where we are because it's all bad, but I don't know. I feel like she doesn't need to set foot in this type of a thing again. Also, there's a lot of consideration. Like, think about what Gege, the author, has said. He's like, yeah, either just Itadori is going to die, or everyone except for him is going to die.
Yeah.
And right now, we're looking at a potential loss of Gojo, a potential loss of Nabara, and Megumi is like, hey man, it ain't worth it, just kill me. So
yeah,
it's still all up in the air, but I could still see it going either way, as crazy as that is.
Yeah. It feels like they're going for the everyone but Yuji is gonna die route, though. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. It really does, especially with how hard everyone's getting hit in this battle. With how, like, if Itadori's the only one stepping out of this, that's gonna be wild. Like,
there's a crazy theory SSJ Cody had sent me earlier. It was in an interview in 2021, Gege said Sakuna will eat an important character to death. In 248, Sakuna says the spirit-possessed brat will be the main meal. In 249, Sakuna calls Yuta a spirit-possessed brat. In 251, Sakuna realizes Yuta and Rika ate the last remaining of Sakuna's fingers. So, we're led to believe, potentially, Sakuna might be eating Yuta to get that last finger. What do you guys
It's
think
pretty
about
sickening. It's harrowing.
that? Yeah, I hate that, but
I think it's
It's-
happening. I absolutely think that's happening.
But yeah, again, if Yuta did inherit Kenjaku's technique, Sukuna could still eat him and Yuta could remain alive at the same time.
That
You
is.
never know.
I'm pretty into that. I don't think that's off the table at all.
sucks.
Yeah, I'm not
really
gonna lie,
like
that blew
Yuta.
my mind. Yeah, so do I. Like it, especially with like once you go back and because I started on 0. I know you did too, DQ, didn't you? Yeah, so I started
did,
with 0. Especially like when you read 0 and shit too, like Yuta is just he's him. But like you said, is he though? Because like.
Dude, it's crazy. So Gege wrote 0 as like a, hey, let me do Shonen Jump. And they said, okay, but change it. And that's what led to JJK that we know, right? So
Yeah.
it's been crazy seeing him re-implement his JJK 0 characters back into the story. And like all of them have been okay, except for Gojo, but that's still up in the air, so it's debatable. And to see him punish his new main cast, but keep his original children safe, you know, I think that's crazy.
Well, yeah, because
I feel
Panda's
like-
still alive, isn't
Yep.
he? Yeah, like
It's a flag,
Yeah.
but I don't know what
Is
kind of
she-
a flag it is.
Yeah. That's kind of
I'm
crazy.
into
Now
it.
yeah, that's I'm into it. I that really makes me think the whole everyone dies but Yuji is going to be the case. If I'm honest, if he's punishing the new cast because of it, oh yeah. Ugh. Oh my goodness.
I do think it was really cool to have both of the main characters from 0 and regular come together.
Yeah.
It's like clearly Gege really wanted you to be the MC, you know?
And in a way, he is.
Yeah,
yeah, in a way he is. Yeah.
His character arc did got resolved in Volume 0, so everything we get is just a bonus right now.
Not really though. His character arc didn't really get fully resolved. He just kind of realized how to use his curse technique. We didn't get to see him become like a full-on, like I mean, he fought Geto, but like we didn't see him become a full-on Jujutsu sorcerer. Like
Yeah,
now
but
we do.
Yeah, he became a Jutsu sorcerer off camera, and then he just
Yeah.
re-entered this.
Would you guys
Yes,
read an
he did.
entire Yuta-led JJK story if he does it after
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
Bro, that's Volume 0. We already got that.
No, I want to see him training off where he was.
That's what I want to
before
say.
he-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want to see.
See
I
him
wanna see him
traveling
get
the
all the-
world? Absolutely.
Seeing him get all the abilities that we've seen him use and stuff, like we've seen. I think has there been any that he's pulled out that we haven't seen before though? Now that I'm thinking
Dude,
about it.
he's
No, we've seen all of them.
People
We've
saying
seen
that-
all of them.
like Gojo is the Kakashi of JJK, but after this, I think Yuta is the copy ninja. If homie has
Yeah.
an unknown amount of techniques that he's copied, ready to whip it out, and I am down for it. But after this last
Listen.
chapter, right, I don't think we're gonna see anything else.
Kakashi go hard. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I've been reacting to Naruto on my TikTok. I'm not gonna spit on it too far, but go follow me on TikTok. You can watch me doing that. And Kakashi go hard. Like that's all I gotta say. Oh goodness. Whose death hit you guys the hardest though? I gotta ask because we were talking about all the sadness already.
Nobara.
Tambara,
Gojo.
Gojo's. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Torimori.
man.
He said, "Oh man."
That one is so tough. I mean,
I lied.
probably still Nanami.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
It's just the nature of that was just the perfect blend of horrifying, honorable, and just frustrating, just enraging. It really worked. It really still resonates with me even to this day.
I was gonna change my answer to Hiromi Higuruma because I declared him my favorite character, and then next chapter he died, and I was like, no.
I don't know. I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's out yet. Like until we get
Nah.
confirmation.
His sword fizzled away, man.
Yeah, that's
can't.
true. That's
Yeah,
true. Oh,
Also, all the things
That
with
is
Dude,
That is
yeah,
far
he's a
more
close
damage.
second.
yeah, cursing someone before death. The whole thing. He
Oh,
cursed
dude.
usually.
Speak up, like his sword fizzled away. We haven't talked about. I've been spitting that. I think Yuta's done. His domain shattered. Thoughts?
oh
It
God.
shattered.
Yeah, I just looked through 251. Yeah, you're right. Like he's, I don't know if he's dead, man, but he's on his last leg. I think. He's not going to be doing too
Certainly
much
not
more.
looking good.
If you look at it, like I got the panels pulled up, he is like cut through, and then you see the backside of him, and it's cut through that side too. I think he's in pieces.
Well, dude,
Pieces.
here's an idea that just came to me. If Josh is right, and Yuta now has Kenjaku's ability absorbed into him, whose fresh corpse is just laying around on the battlefield for brain transplant?
And has
Higuruma,
6
dude.
eyes, and he can
Oh,
copy the
well,
ability.
yeah. Well, we were saying that where
Hold
is
up,
his
Yuta
body?
with
I thought
Limitless.
I mean, that's definitely an option too. I was just thinking Higuruma, since his
Yeah,
body's
Higuruma.
just there, and we were saying Gojo's body, like, where did it go? I mean, yeah, it could definitely still be there on the battlefield,
But
but
it is in
Gojo's
half.
does seem like it's
guys,
been
I have
taken.
to throw that in there. It is in
Yeah.
half. Like
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy. Like, but,
Yeah, wherever. No, we know that we took his body and Higuruma's.
yeah.
It was directly said in the chapter.
Wait, when did he get Higuruma's?
We saw it in the chapter when we get his technique revealed. Let me see what chapter
Must
it
have scrolled right past that. I do not remember that.
is. This is why we see
know.
you. We.
Gojo's body has been recovered, and it is allegedly being healed. Whether he's alive or not is another story. But if it is being healed, and Yuta took Kenjaku's ability, Yuta could potentially put himself into Gojo and have the ability to copy all techniques. Paired with the, I think that could stop Sukuna. Dare I say?
So do you
Yeah,
think it's like JJK Fusion Saga style? Like,
Yeah, chapter 248. We see Vivi and Kirara take Higuruma.
ooh, yeah. So his body is a contender as well. If he copied Kenjaku's technique, that is. Which I mean, it's Yuta.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Like it's in his character to do so. From what we've seen of him, like
Seems like, yeah.
yeah, like is Yuta gonna live forever and make 3 sons, and then it turns out to be 4 sons? Like,
Yeah.
goodness. He said what? I'm talking about Itadori's brothers. Who are you talking about?
Oh yeah. Also, for it, Itadori, what do you guys think it's his technique? What's the deal with his fist?
What is it?
What do you think is the deal with his fist? His technique?
Who? Yuji's?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Yuji yet. Holy crap!
I thought it was like division or something.
Yeah, that's what
Something akin to that.
I don't know. Is he just doing it consistent black flash? Is what I'm wondering.
Nah. He would
No?
show black spots, but yeah, it's not that.
What do you
I mean,
think?
from what?
Torian?
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, at the moment, it really just seems like he's running some sort of like fly distraction, pepper them down while the heavy hitters do what they can. I mean, that is kind of leaning back into the everybody dies but Yuji, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of struck me like, what is he really doing here? A little bit. I'm kind of waiting on him to pull out all the stops.
I think it's interesting. He's the only person who knows what Megumi is going through. And he's also the only person who can reach out to him. And I feel like like we've seen them interact now, which it wasn't great, but I feel like there's more cook in there potentially.
Mm-hmm. Well, we
Yeah,
need the
I
big
agree with that.
shonen. We need the big shonen speech to happen, like that. It happens. It's
Yeah,
I think it's coming.
about that.
Sukuna won't let him stand there and talk at him for too long.
Yeah,
Not for too
the thing
long,
is-
but I guarantee we get the beginning of a shonen monologue at least coming up soon. I don't want to say in the next chapter, but like soon. Like as soon as we get back to Itadori. And
yeah. Gege said directly that the only trope they won't do in the Jutsu Kaisen is the Takno Jutsu. They won't do it.
So you think Itadori's just gonna start beating the shit out of Megumi's soul and being like, "You're coming back up with me." Oh goodness. How do you think? Do you guys? So like, okay, I think we all agree that he's gonna get pulled out of there somehow. So if he's not gonna do a speech, how's he gonna get him out of there?
I don't think he's getting pulled out.
You don't?
Yeah. Also,
I don't know.
with Maki appearing the last chapter, Sukuna's soul is cut, so he needs a new body.
Yeah.
And that's gonna leave Megumi into his body alone.
You,
So
he's
I
gonna
think-
form a new body?
I don't know. Maybe no, it's gonna take Yuta's.
You know. I think he could if he ate Yuta,
Yeah.
because he'd have all of his fingers.
I disagree. I think if Sakuna has any semblance of like someone at Gojo level could show back up, whether it's maybe Yuta can do infinity, but he just can't do it as well as Gojo. I cannot see him swapping bodies to a body that won't have the only thing that was able to stop Gojo. Like that would be ridiculous in my opinion.
Big Raga? Is that what you're talking about? Big Raga, the Offstopper?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mahoraga is dead. That's not even the argument.
What?
So do you think,
When
though-
did that happen?
Oh no, he's just saying his body has taken so much damage, like Megumi's, that like he's most likely dead.
No,
Um,
we directly see Mahoraga die in the fight with Gojo. The finale with.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know, but he is. I mean, we've seen his other shadows in captured cursed spirits like die as well, and they come back. So Magaraga could Magaraga, like he could come back, dude. Big Raga.
Yeah, but not directly, not in full form.
Maho,
Not in full
the
form, yeah.
Ragastapa.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, so I really think Yuta's getting eaten now, guys. That's a good theory. Like it just makes too much
Pause.
sense. It's
Pause.
Pause. Yes, eat him, Demon Daddy.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's because you like Big Mom. That's all this is.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the overlay that you created?
I know you so
It's
well,
all-
Lucas.
I know. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. But yeah, I mean, it just makes too much sense, especially with what you're saying, Josh. If there is a way, like if there's any possibility of him getting his own body, it would be to get all of his fingers. And now we know Yuta has eaten his finger. But I'm wondering now though,
or it's a bait. Or it's bait.
or it's a bait. Yeah, if he has to leave Megumi's body if he would go back to Itadori's.
yeah.
Because Itadori's the only one that could keep him at bay at all.
I was
At
gonna
any
say-
point, Go ahead.
Sorry, go right ahead.
You first.
No, please.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was gonna say, have we seen Yuta at any point eat any part of Itadori? And maybe that's how he got Sakuna's powers passively.
I don't think so.
Like,
Could
just,
you imagine?
uh,
He just walks up and he's like, Itadori, let me bite your finger. Like,
I'm trying to think back to when he quote unquote executed Yuji. was
Oh yeah.
a little foggy on that at that point, but I feel like that would have been the prime moment for him to go ahead and take that insurance.
Yeah. I
Just
mean, you're not
to
wrong.
tickle the theory that it is bait and he never actually did have Sakuna's last finger.
Then who ate the last finger? That is the question.
I think it
Watch it
might
be
still be out
Yuji.
there. It's Gojo.
Oh my god, Gojo ate the last finger. That's how he's coming back. Now, I mean, Itadori has been shown to be able to handle the power of Sukuna, so like maybe he ate the finger and then pulled it off somehow, and you'd have copied it. I don't know, but I mean,
there is also
SSJ at Cody in the chat says, "Do you guys think the merger will happen in one shape or form?"
yes, 100%.
yeah, Megumi is gonna
100%.
start it. Megumi is gonna start it.
Yeah. What about you, Tormo?
Yeah, I
You think
think
it's gonna
that's-
happen?
I think, yeah, that's probably the next conflict after Sukuna's taken out is they're going to have to, that'll be the next hurdle to cross.
The
The
stopping
real
merger?
end game.
Oh man, Megumi was the first person that Itadori met, right at the very beginning. I read it so long ago. What
Yes.
we have now, is this a foil to what happened at the beginning? Did Itadori hit one of those like, oh my god, all of this is going, and Megumi pulled him out?
No, I don't think so.
No, not from what I can remember.
The one that got
always been him.
the one that got used out of the depths was Todo every time.
Well, no, all I can remember is Megumi constantly telling him, "Don't die," again. Happens once. Lucas says constantly.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. No, I don't know, because Sukuna's powers too, like all he
You also
really
haven't-
yeah,
You
does he
haven't
have
seen
anything
the
left?
fire arrow.
The fire arrow?
Yeah. A fucking nuke.
Yeah. Because he's used his domain expansion as much as he can. He's got to have a limit. Like, there's no way that he can just keep going and going and going and going. Which is like what Tori Morgan said. They keep peppering him. So maybe the takedown's coming sooner than we think?
I'm inclined to think he is there to, at the end of all this, once the heavy hitters have really whittled Sukuna down, to lure him back into his body, since, like you're saying, he's been the only one who has any semblance of holding him at bay. I'm not sure I'm convinced this ends Sukuna's death. I feel like a greater punishment and end goal for him would be to be a prisoner inside of Yuji, and I think there is something kind of powerful about the sorcerers realizing maybe we can't take him down through conventional means for good, but what's our next best alternative?
Yeah, I mean, continuously, just to add to that point, man, is we see constantly Yuji's referred to as Sukuna's vessel. Like,
Yeah.
it would be kind of serendipitous if Sukuna, like you said, is trapped inside of Yuji for all eternity. Well, until he dies, at least.
The first arc is called the Fearsome Womb, which
Yeah.
automatically makes you think of this shelter that can nurture and bring about, Sukuna again in a certain at what else can something like that do? What else can a vessel, Sukuna's vessel, do that can properly handle the threat of someone like Sukuna, who is otherwise so unstoppable?
No, I'm thinking. Well, because if they trap Sukuna, what was the vow that him and Yuji made that he can go for 3 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, a minute or two. I thought it was. No,
A
like that
minute.
time was. I don't know. I
even
don't
Yeah.
think
remember.
that matters. I
Yeah,
think he used the time to swap bodies, and now it doesn't matter anymore.
yeah.
I
That
didn't know if
really
the
happened.
vow would still be in place once he got his body back into his body, because it was a vow that they made. Like even though they aren't in the same body, they've already made the vow. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't know if it would
Yeah,
still
I
be in
wonder how
place.
that would play in.
Yeah, because
Do you think
Yuji
if he
could
went,
make it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think if he went back to Yuji's body, Sakuna would have control for the remainder of that time still?
I don't know. I mean, potentially, but I was thinking that Yuji could add conditions to it or something like that, or make another vow because that one was null and void. I mean, there's so many possibilities where because I don't know. Do you guys really think that he's gonna get out of Megumi's body right now though? Because it, I think DQ you said it that they're just gonna have to end up taking out Megumi like
Yeah.
with Sakuna in him, and Itadori will understand that because he's had Sakuna in his body before, and he knows like what it would take to get rid of him.
I mean, the simple fact that the last chapter, Maki ran through him with the soul-splitting katana. He has to leave his body or he's dead.
Yeah. Mm.
There's no way around that.
You don't think there's any way around it?
Yeah. What he's gonna do? Gonna switch with soul with Megumi to take the hit again?
Yeah.
Yeah, destroy Megumi's soul completely.
Yeah, but if Maki did that to him, if he switches body, Maki's just gonna do it to the next body as well. Like
Yeah.
with the state that she's in, which I can't believe we haven't even really brought up Maki until now, but with the state that she's in and like how far she's been gone now, I don't think she would hesitate. Like the minute he switched bodies, she would again. Can he do reverse
Yeah.
curse technique though and heal himself still?
Not with not when his soul itself is cut.
Oh yeah, because it's that cursed energy weapon.
Yeah.
Fix my focus. I see what you're saying now, man.
He is gone.
Do we get a chapter this week? We had a break last week, I know, but
Yes.
Yeah.
God, thank
Allegedly. Unless it's break 2 weeks
Allegedly.
in a row. I don't know if I could handle that.
I don't either, dude. Like this is insane. Like I usually don't get hyped for manga weekly like this, except for One Piece, obviously. But JJK is just on a different level. The writing, the art.
Yeah, absolutely.
My son keeps opening the door.
He
He's like, "What you doing?"
wants to join the conversation.
Yeah, he wants to talk about JJK.
No, don't let him.
His favorite show is Berserk.
Oh,
Young.
What kind of parent are you?
Yeah.
Letting your kids watch that.
No, not to get off topic, but my daughter woke up in the middle of the finale for The Last Airbender last night, and she was like, "Oh my god, fireballs!" and stuff like that. We're like, yeah, she shouldn't be watching this. So, have you guys watched the anime as well? Because I've only read the manga.
Yeah.
Watched the
Yes.
first few episodes, but I've watched the movie.
Okay.
The anime is amazing.
I agree. I really like a little into Shibuya, but I'm watching that at a slower pace just because there's less of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's
Yeah,
only
the
two
fight-
seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons in the movie.
What were you gonna say, Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the fight with Shoso in the anime is just a masterpiece. Every single moment of that episode is done to perfection.
It's crazy. At the end of the movie, I forget what attack it was, but it looks like Yuta uses an attack that Gojo uses. I think it was Hollow Purple.
I think it was just a big blast of curse energy. That's it. I don't think
Yuji
it's
said
any
hollow
more than-
purple.
Yeah, okay.
See, I haven't watched anything except I've watched a couple fight scenes, and then I watched the scene of Nanami's death, and it was a mistake. I mean, I don't know why I did that to myself. Like they got to the beach and everything, like they did. And, why would I? But no, the Todo, Yuji, and is it Hibari
No.
fight? Yeah, that fight was insane, man. Just the animation alone was like, to anyone watching that has just read the manga, you definitely got to go watch that fight scene at least. Then I've seen the Nanami versus Mahito fight scene as well. When he's
That was a
explaining
good
his
one.
curse technique,
Yeah.
yeah, it's super good, man. I need to watch it. Ugh.
Anything Nanami in the anime, I've seen ahead of some of his clips than where I am, like actually episodic. And like anything with him in this show is just done eloquently. It's perfect. I feel like you can really tell whose character the animators like really enjoy working with.
Didn't they
Yeah,
extend
he-
his fight with that one guy like hella in the anime? Not because we're talking about Nanami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
I'm not
he-
sure which guy.
The guy with the ponytail, and like in the anime, they had him like hold him up by like the ponytail.
Oh
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
actually the
like-
last thing I've seen, and it was brutal. They did it really well in the episode. Yeah, I've seen some memes about that too recently.
Yeah, a lot of my mutuals on TikTok, we call them the JJK girlies because like they went fucking nuts when that happened in the anime.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Looking looking it up, a lot of people think it's very unclear if Yuta used hollow purple in the movie, but it is up in the air and it is a debate in the community.
Nice.
It's weird.
Well, because have we seen him copy any of Gojo's curse techniques? Really?
No.
No.
He
I
said
mean-
it. He said the line.
It's been directly said that even if he did copy them, he can't control them without the 6 eyes. I said that before.
I don't know. People, to shout out the people in this random thread, they're bringing up the fact that like he can't use cursed speech, so he pulls out a megaphone that lets him do it. Maybe there's something that will manifest to allow him to use. Like,
Ooh,
like
I see what you're
Infinity or
saying.
something.
Like
I mean,
using a tool to aid him in using it.
I mean, he doesn't need the
Gojo's
megaphone
old.
anymore. He does just the volume 0 thing. In the main story,
yeah.
he doesn't need it.
What? What do you
In the
mean?
main story, he doesn't need the megaphone anymore. He just
When
uses it.
he. That's
But
even
in-
stronger to DQ's point, though, because like
Yeah,
if he can
learned how
learn to use it
over time
without the
Yeah.
megaphone, yeah, he's training with Gojo. Like, there's a good chance he could copy Gojo's curse techniques. Maybe not to the extent or power that Gojo to, but enough that like it could output some damage.
enough to make Sukuna sweat.
Yeah, but I know what Josh is gonna say right now. It's gonna
No. Bro.
What do you think, Torimori, Davos? What do you think about Yuta copying some of Gojo's curse techniques?
Yeah, I mean, I think the precedent is there. I see where all y'all are coming from on this. I'm not really too sure where I land personally, but
Mhm.
precedent is definitely there for him to use an object, as well as another precedent just recently set with this is so bad. I always forget this guy's name. He wears the hood and it's got the eye holes cut out. He's using Nanami's weapon right now, though.
I know
And
who
he
he's
used-
talking about.
I always forget this guy's name.
Yeah,
He had the shit beat out of him by Toji in Shibuya. It's that guy.
Yeah,
And he got
yeah,
tossed off the roof.
Yeah.
But they're
It's
showing
Cody's,
that
like,
he's
favorite
using.
sorcerer.
You like him?
No, Cody. It's Cody's like legitimately
Oh,
like one of his favorite
ah.
sorcerers. I cannot
My
remove them
bad,
outside of-
Cody. This is
Yeah, like,
slander. No,
uh,
but yeah, he's using Nanami's weapon, and
Yeah.
it was explained. You know, these items that these sorcerers have used and mastered have these connections to their powers, and it allows other people to use them in the way that the original user did. So, you know, maybe there's something like that with Gojo already. I mean, I know he's kind of switched to the like bandages over his eyes, but my first thought was his sunglasses. I don't know.
mm.
Yuta copies
Ooh.
Infinite and puts on sunglasses that give him the six eyes vision.
No, bro.
Dude, that would be insane.
That's like Spy
though, Josh.
Kids.
You can't. Yeah, like Spy Kids.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
Bruh.
He's on the roller coaster ride.
Oh my god.
He said Spy Kids and I lost it. But no, Josh, you gotta admit, like that'd be so fucking dope. Like if he just like put on Gojo's glasses and it's just like hollow purple. Like,
But
be
we know
nuts.
that Gojo wears multiple types of glasses. He doesn't have one pair. And also
True.
he switched with bandages with the blindfold. Yeah, Gojo covered his eyes with multiple things. Oh,
They're saying
I get
that
what DQ is saying though.
anyone can use it. The reason Gojo can to that extent is because of his eyes. But apparently Gege has also said that a few characters in JJK could potentially use it, but they won't because it's too complicated.
Nice.
That's hilarious. And if it's
So
too
technically,
complicated
yes,
for
practically no.
like, practically no. But so if it's so complicated, because Gege hasn't really explained it, has he? From what I understand. Yeah, like
pretty much.
if it's too complicated
I
for
don't
him to
think so.
explain, but he'll explain who is it, Hibari's gambling curse technique for
Oh
7
my God.
pages. Like why?
Yeah.
Like, it must be pretty complex.
My man does not shy away from explanations. No.
Exactly. It's just too hard to explain. It's like in his notes, all it says is he wishes it, and so it is. Like, oh goodness. But yeah, Josh, how you been feeling with everything that's been going on in the manga lately?
Bro, the fights they are just so good. Was like I can already see the animation with the fight with Yuta and Yuji. The choreography is just so good. Everything is so good.
Well, you were talking about. I don't think we heard you when you were talking about Yuji's fist earlier. What do you think it is, man?
Yeah, basically we know two things that he with those fists he can split the soul, and also something that connects to blood manipulation. So I think that's a combination of both. Yeah, basically. Also, in the last chapter, we've seen that every time Yuji uses the soul splitting thing, his nails grow.
Mhm.
And also, ever since
Oh
with
yeah, he
Mahito,
can split souls, can't he?
yeah.
I forgot about that.
That was the whole point of him
Right.
of him getting to
I'm
Megumi.
I know. I'm fucking dumb, dude. I told y'all at the beginning I was the wrong person to host this stream. But no, yeah. Okay, so do you think it's like a manifestation of that soul splitting technique then? And when he hits him, it's just gonna split his fucking soul?
I mean, that's what has been happening those last chapters.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Holy
I'm
shit. You're
curious.
right.
How did they split Sakuna's power up between the fingers back in
Ooh.
was it like 1,000 years ago or whatever?
I guess it was said that Sukuna split those himself.
So like was Was he on the? Yeah, he was on the verge of defeat, wasn't it? And he like decided to split himself up.
No,
I
not
thought he
even
died
that.
of natural causes, and then the people afterwards split up his fingers
Yeah,
and
not
sealed them
that-
so he couldn't be resurrected.
No, it was said that Sukuna saw Kenjaku use the reincarnation through cursed objects, and then he recreated that technique with his fingers. This is how he died, by means of reincarnation.
I was gonna say, do you think we could have Yuji like beat his ass back into his fingers and split his soul up again?
Get back in those fingers, boy.
Because in the last chapter, we saw the reason he lost his hand is from Itadori. So like maybe he split some of his soul up and he just lost 5 fingers worth of power, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's potentially
Food for
like
thought.
potentially food for thought for sure. Like because that would make sense too. If every time he hits with that soul split, if it's splitting his soul more and more, if they're cutting off pieces, then that would it not make logical sense that it would go into that hand?
I think it's crazy that they're copying Dragon Ball.
What? What?
Vegeta gets a soul splitting technique as well in Super in the manga.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually being able to hit souls. It's been present since he fought Mahito. That's the reason Mahito considers him his natural enemy, because he can hit souls.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that-
true.
Yeah, that's a trait of his technique, of his cursed energy. And also, I think those he says to connect something with the blood manipulation.
You said thought manipulation?
Blood manipulation.
Blood manipulation.
Yeah, but him saying that he did anything he needs to defeat Sukuna. Also, Choso's
his
brother.
blood exploding is what caused the hand to come off.
No, I mean, we've seen Yuta slash, and then Sukuna's face got hit by the Yuji's brother, and then we saw the hand. So I think it was Sukuna. It was Yuta that cut his hand. It's not really clear in the chapter.
Yeah, the slice does
It's really
look
not
pretty
clear.
clean, but yeah.
You know what? I'm pulling the chapter back up.
And also, Yuji said that to what's his name? To Noritoshi, that he's a better teacher than Choso, implying that he teach him how to use blood manipulation. That makes Yuji's technique blood manipulation.
Sorry, I'm watching. I'm literally looking at Yuta and Yuji fucking Sukuna up right now. Like it's. Yeah, I mean the slash is pretty clean on the hand coming off, but
Also, look at the third page when Yuji grabs Sukuna's head and then bashes it with his ankle.
yeah.
First panel usually doesn't have grown nails, and then he has when he's hitting Sukuna.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah,
It's
Yuta might be
crazy.
dead, man. Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. He is like cut through the front, and then you see it in the back.
Yeah,
It
like
is over for him.
He's
Yeah, his top half is like sliding off already. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Ugh,
yeah.
it's just
And
sickening.
it's in the one right after that is the other half of the spread. I was gonna say, if you look, like even Itadori seems to have been caught up in the blast, and a lot of blood is like coming outwards from his front side as
Yeah.
he's like falling down. I think things aren't looking good. And
Yeah,
we
they
could
are
use,
not.
Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna say we could use a hero, but Maki showed up, so huge W.
I need a hero. Maki just slides in, stabs Sukuna. No, yeah, you just probably dead. Like that guy is legitimate. Like I see what you're saying now. It looks like his top half is like this Torimori. I know you said it
Yep.
too. Like it looks like
Just
he's
barely, but
sliding,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, like
It's much more apparent in
ooh.
his hand.
Yeah.
Where his like wrist
Here,
is
I'll go
cut.
back.
It's in the,
Oh, I see
the
what you're
right
saying.
side of the
It's-
spread. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yuji's clothes are too dark to really tell, but I mean, it looks like the same thing could almost be happening to him. But I'm
Yeah.
also inclined to say, like, this coming at the end of a chapter like this, there's going to be something around the corner that switches up what we're expecting. I'm not sure I'm counting Yuta out of the game yet.
yeah.
Yeah, also
Do you guys think?
no,
Oh,
If
go ahead,
Yuta
Josh.
now
can
that I'm looking
survive
at it,
it, Gojo can survive it. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, Rika is cut in half. Right now that I'm looking at the panel, Rika is straight up cut in half.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna say, Lucas?
Oh no.
Also-
So I. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
No,
gonna
I
say
forgot.
the imagery of his domain shattering, where they've tied the knot because they're the lovers and it's like the love thing. It also is cut, which is sad.
Yeah. Very, very sad. Oh man.
I really wish you had it up. I didn't notice that.
He's like, I really,
Oh,
really.
It's so messed up, dude. Maybe it is over.
Yeah.
Maybe it is over, dude.
Like his hand is what's getting me. DQ, when you were talking about his hand, I didn't even realize. Like it is legitimately away from his arm. It is legit.
Yeah.
Like, and his arm is legitimately away from the shoulder. Like
it
it's
breaks my heart, dude. He's
Yeah.
so cool, but I think he's done.
The only way he's gonna survive is if he has the Kenjaku's technique. And we see Kenjaku survive as just a head.
yeah. Because wait, has he used any of his reverse energy, cursed energy yet?
I mean, we think with Gojo that doesn't really work.
Yeah, you're right.
Rip.
Gojo also got cut in half. Rip. Oh man. Yeah, everyone's dying but Itadori. I'm calling it now, y'all. Like, because Gege said I just remember what I was gonna say. Gege said they're trying to wrap it up this year, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the end game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in the very, very end game.
See, I don't want to see it become just like, okay, let's see who's coming up next to die. Like,
Yeah.
in a way, Maki showing up feels like I mean, not really a turn of fate, but there's like a certain amount of, okay, we are really losing a lot of big players here to the same guy. That has to break at some point. And like there is a certain amount of me that's like, that's just going to become not so enjoyable after a while. Maybe, you know, who knows what Gege's got cooking, but if it's just how the structure is far, that would be a little crazy to me. I don't know. I see some turn of fate, and I do have a bit of a hard time digesting everybody's gonna die but Yuji. I don't know.
I feel like I just remembered this a few chapters ago. I remember hearing the theory that they're just trying to hold out until Gojo can get back up, and seeing them throw all of these big people and seeing this happen time and time. I hate talking about Gojo so much, but he's unfortunately him.
No, it was said directly in the last chapter. This was their plan. It was made to perfection. The only thing that went wrong is Megumi not wanting to survive anymore. Not wanting to live.
Yeah.
Their plan was perfect.
Messed up the whole plan.
This was a backup plan. If
Yeah,
Gojo lost,
Gojo
this
is
was A
dead.
backup.
Their main
Well,
plan is
He's
already
down.
He's
down.
dead. He is dead. Stop
If
coping.
he's
anymore.
dead, they would have left his body.
He said, "Stop
Okay.
coping."
I've already said it. I don't even like Gojo like that. I don't even like Gojo. I think he's lazy. I think he's the Superman of JJK. I think he's poorly written. Dare I say it? But because of how he's written, he's got to come back. Like
he's not. This is the end of his character.
No, but I know, but like, yeah, I get where DQ's coming from, man. But the way that Gege's writing it, there are so many like resurrection signs. Like we were talking about the death flag earlier, there is a lot of like he's coming back flags as well. Like Gege is purposely keeping the hope alive for that.
Point of mentioning like, hey, as long as the brain's alive, you can reverse curse technique someone's whole body back.
And also,
why
have you have you forgotten that Gojo's brain is messed up after using domain after domain after domain and overusing?
They said if they do it one more time, it might be irreversible. And then they didn't. Both of them stalemated and threw hands.
Yeah, and they overused their curse thing, their positive energy.
They were one away from causing permanent brain damage, but they didn't do it. Is important to note.
Yeah, that is important to know. And also, this could bring up why he would be more of a support role instead of a fighting figure completely in this final battle, like DQ was saying earlier. If his cursed energy techniques are burnt out and he does come back, like, they have to nerf him somehow so he's not getting all of the spotlight and be that Superman character like DQ is saying, because that is what he is. Like he's I don't think the writing on him is that lazy. He does have a very interesting backstory, especially with Geto and everything.
That's fair. Sorry,
yeah,
I just
like
I don't that I'm out here like sucking.
Yeah.
I don't like Gojo like that.
Yeah,
but I'm also not gonna ignore all of the clear signs that Gege has put in front of us.
Yeah. That's why I say Nabara is definitely, like, that's one of the reasons that I think she's definitely gone, is because of how many resurrection flags he's given to Gojo. None of that has been for Nabara. Like, none of it at all. They basically were like, no, she's gone. Like, it's... But, I agree. I think the resurrection is... If he doesn't do it, it's just to keep the fans reading because he's afraid maybe some people will fall off if Gojo stays dead. So they're like, hey, I'll give you some hope about it, but I ain't gonna do it. But I agree, Tori Mori. I think that if he keeps killing off major characters, it'll become like a gimmicky almost. I hate to say it that way because these are characters' deaths we're talking about, but like it becomes my story has gone from me writing around character deaths to character deaths with a little bit of writing around them.
Well, who do we have left? Like, realistically, who has not
Maki,
shown up? And Maki just did. Like, that's...
And Maki did, yeah. And that's it, really. Because the principal's dead as well. Like...
Oof.
Even pandas cry.
I can't think of any others, like, genuinely. Not memeing.
Akari.
Like,
the three original guys that jump Sukuna with Yuji.
Yeah.
Dude, if Yuta copied Hikari's ability...
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Well, that would be his way out right now, is if he copied Hikari's ability.
Crazy theory.
Hikari can use that technique to his fullest because he has luck.
Yeah.
Yuta puts his body, or he puts his brain in Gojo's body, and then uses Hikari's technique, and then just spams like limitless over and over again.
But like Josh said, the only reason Hikari does that is because his isn't it his cursed energy like makes him inherently lucky or something like that.
No,
he's
like
luck.
a lucky person in general.
He's just a super lucky person. Like, but I get what you're saying. Like, that would be fucking insane, man. Like, because I want to see his technique at least one more time. Like, I feel like they didn't use it to its fullest capabilities. I want to see that gambling technique one more time because I don't think Hikari's dead. He's actually the only one I think right now who, in the background, is still alive somewhere.
I mean, he's fighting Uraume right now.
Yeah, like we still haven't seen anything more of their fight yet. So, like,
Yeah, this one I say next chapter we're gonna cut to that fight.
yeah. Oh, you
Yeah,
think so? You think next
gotta get
chapter?
wrapped up.
Yeah.
See, I like the way Gege is
Okay.
doing it though, because I don't know if you guys are current with My Hero and like the way that author is doing his final arc. It's terrible, and I'm glad that in some semblance that Gege is kind of like trying to wrap up but keep the story at consistent pace, because that guy's pacing is everywhere. Like it is everywhere. It's wild. But DQ, I think you were about to say something. I'm sorry.
Well, I was trying to pull us back on track a little. So
Yeah.
Hikari isn't showing up because he's off fighting someone else right now. Does that leave anyone else?
Not that I can
Like
think
realistically, that would show up.
I mean, the other card or the other card game players that didn't show up until now. I mean, everyone got that message to that Meguin Fushiguro is gonna start a merger. Why
Yeah.
not act now?
of. Oh, that is true. Yeah, there might be other players from the Colin game still alive that could show up. But I don't.
Dude, I'm just
Would
saying, I'm still waiting on Toto.
Toto with
Yeah.
one arm showing up and being like, "Oh, oh!"
Dude, he
Like,
can clap on his chest.
Yeah, like
But the thing is, yeah, he can't even use his other arm because we saw in the end of the fight with Mahito, his palm was destroyed, completely destroyed.
yeah, his power was completely. But that would still be wild to show him show up and just start throwing hands, like throwing hand.
Can he
Like-
not reverse curse technique heal his hand back?
No,
No,
it was
his
for
cursed
money.
energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
his soul got manipulated. His cursed energy is like completely gone.
F.
Yeah. That's
I
So-
mean, he can still clap with his cheeks.
You know who can affect souls and is really good friends with him?
bro,
Dude,
bro,
best of friendo. Yes.
bro, what I want to see is Todo, Yuji, and Choso fighting together. Those three. The ultimate
Wait,
team of
Who'd you say? Yuji who?
Yuji, Todo, and Choso.
Oh yeah, Chozo, Yuji, and Toto. That or not Toto? Yeah, you said Toto, right? Or did you say? Yeah, you said Toto. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. But no, yeah, that'd be sick. Is Ocho dead? Or Chozo dead? I mean, I said Ocho.
It wasn't confirmed. Also, a few chapters ago, we saw piercing blood coming off camera.
Yeah.
It wasn't confirming for Toto or Yuji. Or
It's
Choso
tough.
Yuji.
Chozo's fate is up there just like Gojo's. It wasn't confirmed.
Not even that. Bro got
Yeah, I'm
run
pretty
through
sure
it.
he's gone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gone, man. But no, I get what you're saying now, DQ. Like, there's not really too many people left that'll like show up and potentially like we lose them because everyone is already there and already dying. Oh God, is Maki next?
I don't
Maybe.
think so. I feel like
Are
the
you
three
sure?
characters that are there are so cracked in very different ways.
Bro, imagine if the sumo guy that fought alongside Maki shows up and challenges
my
Sukuna to a
God.
sumo fight.
Oh my goodness.
That would also be fun, yes, fuck.
Ugh. Now I keep thinking that Haraki. No, not Haraki. Yeah, Haraki. Am I saying his
Hakari?
name right?
Who? Hakari?
Yeah, Hikari. Thank you. I think I really do though. I think he's gonna win his fight and show up. There's something so finale worthy of his quirk, his fucking cursed energy technique.
Yeah, we're gonna see in the said by the narrator that day Hakari's luck ran out
Mhm. So,
and he's gonna die.
kind of a different topic, but what do you guys think is going to happen if the merger starts?
big fucking boss fight.
A big boss fight.
Yeah.
Who would they be fighting though? Sukuna still?
I have no idea. I think maybe Sukuna's gonna be done at that point, but I don't know.
I
But I think
there's
that
anyone after Sukuna.
yeah, all the Culling game players are gonna show up to fight the merger.
Hold on, I'm googling something here because there's someone I think they could have to take out. What is the name of the head of the Jujutsu sorcering world again? The one that merged Tengen?
Yeah,
Who?
Tengen.
I think.
Or
Tengen.
Yeah, I'm not
Tengen.
sure how to
Yeah.
pronounce it either.
Yeah, he's gonna be used as the point of the merger.
Yeah. So wouldn't it make sense they would have to take out him? To take out the
Yeah.
merger?
He is the merger.
Yeah, he is the merger. So like maybe he's big bad like BBE.
Yeah,
BBE,
probably.
he is the big bad in game boss like
Is that what that stands for? I never knew. Interesting.
yeah, it's something like that. Yeah. Nabaru never died. A recap of events in Shibuya leading to her condition and hints of her return. DQ just pulling up Reddit
Crazy.
theories right now. He's like, look at
It's
this.
crazy.
Check this out.
It's crazy.
Ugh. So, so we think the merger is going to be like the final arc then?
I mean, we are in the final arc.
If
I
it
know, but,
happens,
If it happens.
I don't know if the merger is going to happen. I feel like they either stop him now or everyone loses and it's over.
I think the merger has to happen at this point.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Like everyone is dying. Everyone is throwing themselves, and it's like everyone is throwing themselves at Sukuna. It's now or it's not happening. This is a final gambit against him. Like
I see what you're saying. Like, because what was Sukuna's role in the merger? Was it he just released him to make sure it could go through, right? Basically.
Yeah,
I feel
Sukuna
like he had
has
more. Sukuna has what?
Yeah, Sukuna wants to start it to have a battle with the merger.
Okay.
He wants a good fight again.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying then, DQ. So if they take out Sukuna, you don't know if the merger would still go through? Because if they take out Sukuna, that means they take out Megumi as well.
Yeah, that's if Sukuna doesn't switch bodies again.
Yeah.
No, it's tough. I feel like if Sukuna gets stopped here, they have what it takes to maybe stop the culling games.
Yeah, that'd definitely mark the, I think, end of things there. I'm kind of up in the air on this as well, if we're gonna actually see the merger or if it'll just be that continued threat of, oh well, Megumi or potentially even some unseen contingency plan that could get revealed. Hopefully it doesn't go necessarily that route, but it could happen. It'll be the threat of it happening again. Someone is actively readying, and I don't know. I just don't see this as the absolute final conflict, even though this is probably the most important one. It feels like there's just still something more to cover ahead, and it's what other framework? No, it's just like what other framework does that happen in besides like this merger that's been teased for so long, continuously built up? I don't know. I'm still definitely on the fence about all that.
It may not even be like a final battle scenario, because I agree with DQ actually. I think this Sukuna fight, this is like the final big battle of the series. It could be like a
agree.
Like a different type of solution than combat to stop the merger. But I do think we will see something.
Some hurdle.
Exactly. Like,
dare I say, so like this is marking the end of JJK, and our epilogue is going to be them cleaning up the culling games, stopping the merger, and then going back to normal life, or as normal as it can be in a world like this. But I that is definitely very much like epilogue material where they wrap stuff up and they're like, we're gonna be okay. We've gotten past literally the worst possible thing that could ever happen. We never have to worry about these fingers again. Like, and now we'll take care of this, and no more culling games ever.
Yeah.
From what I'm thinking right now is that Megumi is gonna start the merger, and he's gonna be part of it too. Like, he's gonna be the main consciousness in that merger.
Really?
And have you guys read Chainsaw Man?
Yes.
What is it? I'm sorry, Josh.
Have you read the Chainsaw Man?
The Gentleman?
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man. I'm so sorry. I've read up to like chapter 17.
Oh shit! I don't want to spoil you, but
No, you can. I don't mind. I'm probably not going to read more if I'm being honest. So you can
finish part 1 and then stop. It falls off. Hot take.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I think it's gonna be similar to the fight between Denji and Aki. Like, Aki is gonna like Megumi is gonna be delusional and think he's gonna play with Yuji or something like that. But in reality, they're gonna fight. They're fighting to a death, and Yuji has to kill Megumi and the merger with him.
That'd be very tragic.
And that's gonna be Yuji's fight. Everyone's gonna be dead at that point. Yuji's gonna be the last one, and that's gonna complete everything. Yuji's gonna be the last sorcerer alive.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
So we're coming up to the end of the second month in 2024. With where we're at, do realistically all of us agree that it could end in the next 10 months? Like, do we, with where we're at, how many chapters we get, 4 a month at most? Was that 4 times 10, 40 more chapters? Do we think the series could be over in 40 chapters?
Realistically, yes, but I feel like you'd have to tighten things up a little bit, like just a little bit. Or do you think at the pace he's at, it could end in those 40 chapters?
I think if we get 5 or 10 more chapters of fighting, and then we got 30 chapters of epilogue and wrapping things up, it could work. But who knows as of right now?
Well, because how many chapters have they been fighting Sukuna now? It's getting close to 20, right?
Yeah,
or am I mistaken?
23 chapters.
It's tough.
23 chapters?
Do we count the chapters where they're not fighting, but it's like other fights in between the fight?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Gojo, I think counting it, yeah, like where Gojo goes to get him is the start of the battle, really. Like, that's insane. So 23 chapters, 10. That's 33 chapters of fighting Sukuna, and I think you're right. Like that's more than enough, if not just a few more. And then, like you said, get some epilogue as well, dealing with the fallout and the merger if it goes through. Yeah, I can see it realistically wrapping up in the next 10 months. What about you guys, Josh, Tori Mori?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. Go ahead.
No, you got it, bro.
I'm just gonna say, I think we might end this year, if not, gonna end at the start of next year, something like that.
2025.
Yeah, I kind of see it somewhere in like somewhere in the 10 to 13 month range, honestly. More like 10, probably if it's rushed, but maybe more like 13, because there's still like, I feel like there are a lot of plot threads, even aside from all this conflict we're getting, that are like gonna be up in the air once these threads that we're dealing with are resolved, that I've heard some people speculate maybe like a sequel series, or that this is actually just like a prologue to something greater. I don't really
JJK
know.
0, JJK, and JJK 2.
I guess something like that. I don't like disagree. I have to say it definitely has felt like this could be a longer running series than the whisperings I've heard. And whether or not that's true, the case does stand that plot threads are gonna be left up in the air that I think probably will need, maybe one or two can get just a one chapter, one panel even resolved. But there are some things I feel like we're gonna need to spend a little bit of time with at least. Nothing crazy, but I don't know. I don't know. There's just a lot that comes to mind.
How many
Yeah.
chapters was the Kenjaku fight?
6 or 7
6. Yeah,
off the
like
top of
6,
my
I
head.
think.
That was an
Yeah.
entire thread, literally cut.
Ooh.
Like
That's
that's
true.
I am not so convinced personally. I
Ooh,
understand.
that is true. Yeah, like
well, I mean, the head is detached. Homie's not coming back, according to his own words.
yeah, that is true. Kenjaku did kind of act like he was dying. I don't know. There's got to be more to just like. There's got to like you said though, Torimori. That's something they could wrap up in like one chapter. It's like what happened to talk about after that battle. Did anybody get Kenjaku's head and somehow get his brain out fast enough? Like that could be wrapped up in one chapter. Especially if they set up a sequel series. I could see them setting up a sequel series, but I don't know what the context of it would be if they stopped the murder.
You'd have ate the brain.
I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, the series has to end with how they're gonna resolve the cursed energy problem. Either
Yeah.
all the humanity is gonna die, or either all the humanity is gonna adjust to having cursed energy. One of
I
the
think
two.
it spreads to the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a big point that only Japan has cursed energy in some parts of the other
Yeah.
world, but it's not widespread.
I think them bringing in like other militaries and Kenny like meeting with all those world leaders really shows the opening of that bridge and like the widening of the door between these worlds. And like once these if there are survivor soldiers, maybe they all end up dying somehow before they leave, who knows. But if they go back, there would be like hints of cursed energy on them. So that invites
Yeah.
like a lot of stuff to open up. I mean, a sequel series could even go into something in like, who knows, like Europe, Russia, just about anywhere else that doesn't follow anything besides, oh, these events happened in Japan. And that's
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because
Things are
didn't they say
happening.
that there are cursed energy users in other countries, but like they don't have enough cursed energy to be full-on sorcerers or something like that? Maybe the
Yeah.
merger awakens cursed energy around the world. We get like JJK World Tour or something like that. Like,
Yeah, if Yuji really is the last one that survives, maybe he continues
yeah,
to kill
teaching.
curses all over the world. Like
That'd be crazy.
like in Berserk, just goes on a killing spree.
Oh, God.
I have said, or not said, excuse me, I have seen theories that this whole series is about Yuji becoming the modern day Sukuna, and him like that feeds into the everybody dies but Yuji a little bit. Like if he has to watch everybody that he's grown close to die at the hands of this super strong guy, his only recourse is, simply the simplest put as you can put it, die or become as strong as this guy, if not stronger. And if that sets him up as this greater antagonist in this world, I think that would speak a lot to like the really like heartbreaking dark elements that people have noticed and like are definitely evident, like this series has handled mortality and like the frailty of a character's fate really, really well. Like some of the best that I've seen, kind of across the board. Like not even outside
Yeah.
of manga, and that's something that's really captivated me to it. But essentially, all to say, like that's one line of thinking that I've seen that I have definitely not ruled out. I could see Yuji ending up as this tragic modern day Sukuna.
That
Yeah.
would be wild.
Basically, the word curse has two meanings in the this world. Like the curses themselves, like the main uh, monsters in the series, and the fact that
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
every time someone dies, they leave a curse behind. Like,
I think
Nanami
that's
did, yeah, Gojo did, Higuruma did. Yeah, Yuji's gonna become the modern day king of curses because he's gonna be cursed by everyone.
Ooh, I like that though. I like that. Because then if you do a sequel series and it focuses more on like the world building and like what's going on in other countries with cursed energy and everything, it could be that like different sorcerers who are trying to stop Yuji and what he's doing. If especially if he becomes so cursed that he becomes warped and becomes like Sukuna and becomes the modern king of curses, as you say, like that would be wild, man. And I would love to see Gege get to dip his toes more into the world building side of things because he's done an amazing job of setting up a power system. The world of JJK isn't lacking at all. I'm not saying that, but like to see what he could do if he was able to map out like the full scale of cursed energy and everything across like the board would be insane. I'd really love to see that actually.
I would definitely tune in for sure.
Right. All right, the final thoughts, guys. We're gonna be wrapping up here in about 9 minutes. So, final thoughts. What are we thinking for the future of JJK? We've all talked about how it's gonna end and stuff. Who do we think is gonna
before we
survive?
do-
What's gonna happen?
Before we do
Yuji-
final
Yuji-
thoughts, I think I got one more topic. We've
Okay.
been talking about Yuta taking Gojo's body.
Yes.
What about Sukuna?
Don't you put that juju on us? Don't you put that Jujutsu Kaisen on us, Ricky Bobby?
Hey man, I was thinking like, you know what would really hurt is if they set up for Yuta to get it and then he was eaten and then Sukuna took Gojo's body.
We healed the body for you. Get inside, Yuta. And Sukuna's just like, no, that's mine now. Like,
That could actually happen.
yeah, like that could
yep.
would Sukuna be able to use Infinity then?
I mean,
I don't-
if
he'd
he
have-
is in
he'd have
Gojo's
the
body,
eyes.
yeah, he has the eyes if he's in Gojo's body.
Like he was able to use Megumi's shadow things.
Yeah, true. He used his whole domain expansion, didn't he? Didn't he use Chimera Shadow Garden?
No, he hasn't.
No. Okay, he can't mimic domain expansions. Huh. Well, why would he be able to mimic?
That we know
maybe,
of.
That we
maybe
know of, yeah.
the Malevolent Shine is just better than Chimera Shadow Garden.
Yeah, that is true. Malevolent Kitchen is better than Chimera Shadow Garden. Oh goodness.
Toramori, what do you think? What do you think about Sukuna taking over Gojo's body?
I can't rule it out. I think the way you framed it too, of Gege leaning into like, oh man, but we have this way out. We can get you into Gojo's body. Ripping the carpet out from under them is really just like compelling narratively. Like even just pitching it makes me go like, ooh, like fuck. But
that would have to add like 30 more chapters to the manga.
That's the thing, yeah. Which I have no problem with. Send it. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Like,
send
but
it.
I just that I mean, anything could really happen. It's kind of been the theme of my read through of JJK like catching up. I caught up in time for 250, like the day it dropped, so I'm like still pretty fresh to the weekly read. But like throughout the whole thing, I really haven't been able to properly predict what Gege has in store next for us.
Yeah.
Which I like. It keeps me on my toes and it keeps it engaging. So I'll take the L's on my predictions if that's what it is.
I think it's incredible when we can sit here and kind of not have a general idea of what we're going to be talking about, and then come out of this with theories that I had never thought, like, what if Sukuna takes Gojo's body, till just like 5 minutes ago. And I feel like the discussion that comes from it, and I want to say, like, it in itself is controversial to itself. Like JJK is like controversial in its own like sphere, if that makes sense. There's a lot of talk and discussion around it, and I think that's incredible that even if Gege has ripped my heart out multiple times, I think it's cool that we can sit here and talk, and I can toss a 5-page theory going, maybe Nabara isn't necessarily dead, and we can go, dang, well, we can't rule it out because it's Gege. I think that's really cool.
It keeps it engaging for sure.
Yeah. It does, yeah. Yeah, are everybody cool if I wrap it up then?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I've been Straw Hat Lucas, captain of the last arc. Thank you, DQ and Josh, for joining me and representing TLA today. And Tori Mori, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's always good having you on. Can't wait to see what happens next on Group 2. You know me, I'm very much on the edge of my seat, waiting for what's going to happen next, if you catch my drift.
Hey, man, you and me both.
Yeah, my
Vex
man.
is always cooking something up, right?
Dude, Ragnar jumping into that hole has thrown off my whole week, and then sadly you guys didn't stream last night, which is cool, you know, no biggie. But
absolutely, we'll be back next week, same time.
Yeah, same time. Yes, I'm ready to see Group 2 solo some more. So yes, with that, I'm going to end the stream. You lovely people watching, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will see you next time.
Bye bye.
Stream.
Waving.